Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on Commute66 newest incentive program, Sustain and Save. I am your host and presenter, Katie Thompson, and I'm very excited to speak with you all today on this exciting regional program your company or employer can enroll in to provide another line of support for employees in their daily commute. Sustain and Save was created to help encourage those who are commuting along I-66 by driving alone to consider another option. I'm quite passionate about this program for many reasons, but one being that I personally know how beneficial this program can be. In 2017, I was living in a rural area with a commute that took me an hour each way. I was completely dependent on my vehicle. The traffic was similar to the commute experience we have here for drivers in Arlington or drivers coming into Arlington along I-66. But in 2017, I moved away from this rural area to Annandale, Virginia to pursue my master's in sustainable urban planning. I had done some preliminary research before moving here and decided that it was completely possible to move here and leave my vehicle behind. I thought surely with the resources that are available, both public funded and private operated services in the DMV area, I would be able to find information by searching on the internet and just finding the services available and I believed that I would be able to figure out the regional transportation network out easily. And while it wasn't necessarily hard, it was difficult and tedious. And then sometimes I wasted my money and time. I was late, confused, and stressed. Often I would skip out on events with family or friends simply because I didn't want to deal with the confusion and anxiety that came with being an inexperienced transit user. However, with time, trial, and error, I was able to figure out the entire system from the regional VRE and MARC trains to the widespread WMATA and focused ART and Fairfax systems to even the private operated systems like those fun bikes and scooters with Lime and Uber or Zipcar and Whip EV. Looking back, and with the hindsight and education and experiences I currently have, it's easy to see that if I had a person who understood the regional network, the connections within it, and how to combine both employer benefits and regional benefits, I would have found my optimal, my preferred, my relaxed and ready commute option much easier and sooner. And this is where Commute 66 and Sustain and Save steps in. This is a huge reason why I am excited to be leading this initiative today as we begin our inevitable return to the office transition, whether it be hybrid, full back in the office, or a combination of both. Many people will be going into the new office or leaving from a new home. Or they may just not be ready to start up their monthly commute budget again, not realizing how much it's going to cost, especially as tolls continue to rise as more people continue to drive. The Sustain and Save program was created to encourage those who commute along I-66 to seek a sustainable commute method and the comfort knowing that they can try it with a cushion of $100 a month and the support of the Commute 66 team. So for today's agenda, we will be introducing Sustain and Save, the qualifications and benefits both employers and individuals will experience, the promotion and support available to enrolled participants and companies. For instance, individuals who are interested in implementing Sustain and Save at their work site but aren't in a position to implement new incentive programs, we do have tips and resources available towards the end of this webinar for you on how to bring this up with your HR rep or facility manager. Promotion wise, we also provide assistance with employers in promoting Sustain and Save to their workforce. We will also be going over other services and assistance you will need, you will receive from Commute 66, all of which are complimentary as we work under an NVTC grant. That's the Northern Virginia Transportation Commission. And of course, we will go over the steps that you need to do to enroll and begin your participation in Sustain and Save, which is a very quick, easy, and straightforward process. So what is Sustain and Save? Breaking it all down, participants can receive $100 a month when they trade in their parking pass, stop driving along I-66, and choose another way to get to the office. This is a new regional incentive program designed to give individuals who travel along I-66 and pay tolls inside the Beltway an opportunity to explore new and sustainable commute options. Eligible commute options include van pooling, carpooling, walking, biking, and public transportation. Each individual must be employed by a participating company in Sustain and Save, which is a very easy qualification and enrollment process we'll go into later. And participating individuals will receive $100 a month until June of 2022, with a possibility of extension based off of funding. Our vision. As a regional program, our visions and goals are integral to our efforts to create a positive impact for participants in the Northern Virginia region at large. We hope that our vision and goals will help to achieve your company's personal goals, your company and personal goals. Excuse me. Sustain and Save was designed to support the sustainable growth of the I-66 corridor as it continues to progress with the Transform 66 project. The first point that our vision is to reduce traffic along I-66. Doing so will maximize the space for those who must drive and products that are being transported while everyone else is benefiting from the external sustainability efforts. Allowing both people and products to move without traffic or easily without traffic can avoid the barriers to improve the region's economic activity as well. We also one of our visions is also to improve the region's sustainability and connectivity effort. Reducing the traffic will lower emissions rates, improve air quality, and improve the flow of traffic, all smoothing the connectivity of our regional transit network. And when it comes to personal commute, everyone wants the most easy, most convenient, and quickest way, but many aren't aware of the different options available and accessible to them, or some may be hesitant to try a different option. This is where Sustain and Save steps in, as we are assisting each participant to find their ideal commute. And one of our visions is also to facilitate parking management tactics. Parking management tactics can counteract the negative effects of employer-paid parking or free parking at your work site. Studies have shown that the employer-paid, the free parking, and the IRS tax exemption on parking increases traffic congestion, air pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. There was a survey of 5,000 commuters and their employers in downtown Los Angeles that showed that on average, employer-paid free parking or IRS tax exempt parking increased or stimulated a 34% increase in cars driven to work. Free or employer paid parking also persuades more commuters to drive to work instead of exploring carpooling, riding public transit, biking, van pooling, or walking to work. And Sustain and Save helps to counteract this as it is at the core a parking cash out program. So, company qualifications. Now, it's very easy and straightforward for companies to qualify, and it's all based off of the work site's location. It must be 3 miles within I-66 inside the Beltway, and that is between I-495 and Route 29 in Roslyn. So that's exit 64 and 75, between exit 64 and 75. Now, these arrows on the map do go to employee focused qualifications, but we'll go into that a bit more. However, it does go into the peak direction, peak period that the commuter has to drive to and from the work site. And so this is important because it does directly show how we will be taking vehicles off the road. If your company doesn't qualify for Sustain and Save, other resources are available and you can contact me and I can point you to the right direction for them. Um, Along with qualifying, a company must also enroll through Sustain and Save via the employer participation form. This is a very short form that is non-binding and mentions that you will be participating in Sustain and Save by passing on the promotion pieces, which I will go into a bit later, and that you will pass on any interested individual to us. So, for just a summary, for companies to qualify, they must be within 3 miles of I-66 inside the Beltway, meet with me, and fill out the employer participation form. Qualifications for individuals. Now, these are a little more stacked on, but it's quite easy. So, for instance, they must work at a company enrolled in Sustain and Save. And if you aren't an individual who is in the position to enroll a company in Sustain and Save, we do have tips and strategies later in this presentation on how to bring this up with your manager or your HR or facility team. The individual must commute along I-66 in peak direction and peak period. Now, going back to the map, you see these arrows. For the individual, they must be commuting along I-66 and paying tolls. So they must be commuting eastbound from 5:30 a.m. between 9:30 a.m. And when leaving the office, they must be commuting westbound between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. So they commute along I-66, paying tolls. They are parking at the work site and they give up their parking passes. Now, when they give up their parking passes, we know that the participants are choosing to use another mode of transit to get to the office, thus removing a vehicle from I-66 and help to lower the strain on parking at your work site. Why should companies join? Well, there are many reasons why, but I think one of the most attractive is that all of our services are free to qualified companies. And this, which means that any consultation that comes from this, our promotion plans are free as well, and any other services individuals receive are also free. This can also be combined with the company benefit package. So if you offer $100 directly to your employees for transit, mentioning that they can receive another $100 if they do give up their parking pass in exchange for a more sustainable option, is a above and beyond response to improving your employees' daily commute and daily lives. We also offer comprehensive services from beginning to end, meaning there is little effort on the company side to promoting and enrolling employees into Sustain and Save. So for promotion pieces, we do have our sample communication pieces, we would give pre-made communication already made to each company, and we do have a suggested schedule on when you send it out. But if your company would like a more robust and focused plan, we do have the promotion or the customized promotion plan, which allows companies to receive pre-made content, but have it specific to your organization, your locations, and the transit benefit package you currently offer. We also do TDM, Transportation Demand Management Consultation. Commute66 can advise your company on your current commuter benefit package and what may be missing to create a package that supports your team, as well as helping and encouraging those that are qualified to enroll in Sustain and Save. And while Sustain and Save won't be a new benefit to your organization, it is a new regional incentive program designed in a manner that is at the forefront of TDM strategies, combining a parking cash out with the necessary communication points needed for others to explore various communication options. After all, it is not easy to change your daily commute. And finally, we see Sustain and Save as a new incentive to get back to the office. helping with the idea and the process of returning to the office to being more easy, attractive, and safe. Participants know that they can try a new commute option with no risk of financial concerns and to receive support from the region's top transit consultation or consultants. So benefits for companies and individuals. Excuse me. So when companies join Sustain and Save, they will be diversifying their benefit package with no cost. You are increasing your competitiveness when looking to employ and retain top talent, but you're also improving your equity in your company by the benefits you offer. Those who do choose to join Sustain and Save and cease striving to work are clearly better off, or they wouldn't be making this choice. Parking cash outs provide an equal benefit to all commuters, regardless of their travel choices. It removes discrimination by age, gender, ethnicity, income, or any other demographic variable that may be related to work travel. Avoiding discrimination against non-drivers is a simple, and easy transportation justice action that we should all be participating in. Additionally, other parking cash out programs have been found to especially benefit low income female and minority commuters, groups that are less likely to drive to work and more likely to use public transit. We're also improving parking management and lowering the associated budgets with it, such as parking costs, and the associated budgets of creating and implementing a new benefit is negated when joining Sustain and Save, as we take on the effort, the implementation, and the $100 benefit itself. And you're showing your dedications to improving your employees' experience and sustainability efforts and going above and beyond what you have to do. So again, excuse me. You're improving sustainability and air quality in the region. You're enhancing your employees' commute options, and you're supporting regional growth. Here, I want to provide a bit more context on how this does support regional economic growth. Let's take a quick step back to the employer paid parking, free parking, or the use of the IRS tax exempt status on parking. Along with the additional traffic, pollution, and greenhouse gases emissions it encourages, these approaches to parking cause, and I wouldn't call this parking management strategies, but these approaches to parking are are these negative external externalities of the additional traffic, pollution, and greenhouse gases are negated when adding a parking cash out, as there is an increased tax revenue when doing a parking cash out, which can help create a tax revenue windfall. And benefiting for individuals. So enjoying a car light or car free lifestyle is such a great thing. And one of the books I'm very fond of is Happy City, written by Charles Montgomery. This is on how urban design, connectivity, and how one travels in one's daily lives affects and influences their own happiness. It's a great book. I really recommend anyone to read it. Get it from your local library. But this book also goes into what happiness is and how it can be measured and translates to how urban design affects it and influences one's happiness. So accessing your wants and necessities without the freedom of the car is so important to one's happiness. For instance, urban design through environmental mastery, the ability to navigate and thrive in the world, positive relations with others, and feeling of autonomy and independence. Urban design can influence all of those based off of how one travels. Now, these are just a few out of the list, but these are directly related to how accessible our family, friends, works, and other necessities in life, such as foods, medicines, appointments, are important to them, and how easy it is for that individual to get what they need. At the beginning of this presentation, I mentioned that I would sometimes skip on events simply because it was too difficult to travel, or I would dread going to work, not because I didn't like my work, but because I didn't like the commute options available to me, or at least what I thought was available to me. That definitely negatively affected my mental wellness, and now as someone who is more knowledgeable of the regional transit network and more comfortable in commuting along it, I see that I'm much more confident and happy in knowing where I am. I definitely have the feeling of autonomy and independence, positive relationship with other, and I definitely feel I have an environmental mastery on the regional transit network. You'll also reduce your monthly commuter budget and spend less on tolls. I can't stress this enough. Tolls are going to be increasing as more people go into the office. Before the pandemic happened, it was $34 on the toll. Now it's currently $7, but it's increasing steadily. You'll also Some car insurance companies lower rates when you use your vehicle for personal use only instead of commuting, and you'll get that warm, fuzzy feeling knowing that you've lowered your carbon footprint and are benefiting the region at large. You'll also receive personal consultation on your commute. Sustain and Save is designed to be more hands-on than other regional programs may be, so you can work directly with Commute66 and finding your best commute options, as well as pairing other regional programs or employer benefits provided. How to help your employer enroll. So if you're not in a position to enroll your company or your employer into Sustain and Save, here are some tips on how to encourage your manager, your HR facility team to encourage it. Point one, you can contact me after this webinar or after the recording that you're watching and fill out or you can fill out the webinar survey if you are watching this, and I can provide helpful information via flyers or our website to be passed to the decision makers along with any other information that they might need, such as that pointing out that it takes little effort to them and it costs nothing for them to enroll. During this program, companies will only need to provide us with interested individuals, so very little effort. And we can help show the individual, or the company is showing by enrolling in this that they care about their employees and are willing to provide them with benefits beyond what is required of the employer, as well as wanting to provide do it without any effort or money to get them into this program, both for the company and for the individual. So if you're not a decision maker, you can contact me. My email is at the end of this presentation, and we can work together on talking to your HR facility team or your manager themselves. And let's improve the experience with extra assistance. When your company joins Sustain and Save, you'll receive additional assistance with transit benefit consultation, which we kind of already talked through with TDM, transportation demand management, and parking management. Now, this is important because if your company doesn't have a robust benefit package, how are you, or what benefits are you providing to your employee? We can step in and help with creating a robust, comprehensive package and encouraging individuals to enroll in Sustain and Save. We also have the standard promotion plan and custom promotion plan, which is really, again, I just wanted to tie that in and mention that while we are providing the $100 benefit and encouragement of changing someone's daily commute, it's important to have the communication necessary for that individual to feel that they are being part of a program that is there to support them. And finally, how are we going to get started today? Well, first, a company or an individual can meet with me and we can see how Sustain and Save will best fit into your current company's goals, benefit package, et cetera, et cetera. You fill out the employer participation form, which just agrees that you will send promotions and out to employees and send interested employees to Commute66. Then you will do those two actions: encourage your employees to join via promotion, send interested employees to Commute66, And finally, once we meet with that individual, help them figure out their most optimal commute, we will then enroll them and they will receive $100 a month upon switching their commute mode. So such an easy process. Meet with me and we can go over the details. And thank you so much for watching this presentation. I just wanted to wrap it up with a couple of questions that we have gotten about sustain and save that have been frequent. The first one is, does a company need to have a certain number of employees to participate? No. Again, the only qualification that a company must meet is the worksite location being within 3 miles of I-66 inside the Beltway. No employee necessary number needed. Can sustain and save be combined with a company's existing transit subsidies? Yes. So again, if your company offers a direct benefit or a pre-tax benefit, sustain and save can be combined with whatever benefit package is currently available to all of your employees. It just helps to create a robust package without any extra input or money financial input on the company side. The third question that we typically get is, if an employee needs to drive for a month now, how is it handled? Great question. We understand that life is unpredictable. I mean, we've all seen it this past year and a half, haven't we? So Sustain and Save is intended to be a hands-on program. We hope that our participants would come to us before the month that they can't commute. Maybe they break their leg, they don't want to do public transit that month because it's too difficult, or their kid got sick. Whatever happens, we recognize that life is crazy. If you need to stop the more sustainable transit option and go back to driving alone, you're more than welcome to do that. You will not receive the $100 a month, but once you go back into doing the more sustainable eligible commute option, you can then receive the $100. So a participant is never kicked out or unenrolled unless they choose to permanently go back to driving alone. If a month or 2 months go by, we will definitely reach out and see, hey, how's it going? What's going on? Is there another commute option that you want to try? And we'll troubleshoot what's happening and find something that works better. The fourth question that we usually get is minimum numbers of days per week or month someone needs to commute in order to participate. Is there a minimum number of days? No, there is not a minimum number of days that someone needs to commute per week, per month, as long as it's one and it's not via car. If you're commuting via car and you're putting a vehicle back on I-66, you cannot receive the $100 a month. But again, that's just 1 month. The next month, you can then receive the $100 again. So those were all of the questions. Please feel free to email me directly at katythompson@dsandmg.com or visit our website, Commute66, and you can find more information on Sustain and Save there. I hope everyone has a great day and stay cool out there because it is a hot summer. Bye, everyone.